What up, guys? Blue Collar Prophet here, coming at you with a video on how to do creative transitions using the Traktor S4 controller. Now, this tutorial is going to require the use of the sync button. So if you're completely against using the sync button or you have not grayed out your tracks properly, I will be posting a link in a description to Ian Golden's track grading tutorial for those of you who still need to grade out your tracks. Well, without further ado, we're going to transition from 100 to 128 beats per minute. The two tracks I'm using is Bring It Back Buzz Trillington remix. It's a Travis Porter song. And the other track is Thunder by W&W. I'm going to do a demonstration first so you can see it done, and then we'll walk through it post that. All right, here we go.
In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. Shake off that ass on the floor, bring it back up. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me. In and over, touch your toe, shake that ass for me.
And there you have it, transitioning from 100 to 128. Again, we are using the sync feature. The goal here is to get one track to follow the other track. Now, I'm going to walk through this step by step. Again, it's a pretty simple process. It just takes some practice, really. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off for a track on deck A, which is Bring It Back, Buster Trillington, remix, Travis Porter. And we are going to set a loop, and you can pick the place that you want to do the loop. It's up to you. I'm doing it super early in the track just for the purposes of this tutorial video. Normally I would wait till wherever it is I want to come out of that track into the next one, but for this video we're going to use this initial breakdown at the beginning of the song. So we'll start that track and then I'll continue to walk you through it. So coming out of this track, you just want to find a nice creative spot that you think would be cool to loop, so people can hear something kind of get repetitive and you can use that as a build-up. So I'm going to use the second phrase in this breakdown. This phrase right here. Set at 8-bar loop. So now our track on deck A is the master track. So whatever we do with deck B, as long as sync's on, it's going to be at the same tempo that deck A is. So now what we do is I already have a loop set on deck B on where I want this intro to be. So I basically bring up that volume and start that loop on the downbeat of deck A, like so. So from here, now what we need to do is on the tractor controller, on the fader, on the deck B, you need to push it down, or up in this case, so the fader matches what it looks like on the screen, and just get it as close as you possibly can. Once you get it there, you're going to hold shift on your tractor and hit sync button. That'll change the deck master track from deck A to deck B. So now anything that we do to deck B, it will automatically, deck A is automatically going to follow it like this. There, you get the point. So, on the downbeat again, we're going to start our transition up using deck B as the main track right here. I turn off the sync, or I turn off the loop on deck B, and I start to pull it up. What I like to do is get it all the way to the next, or the tempo I want to reach at by the time the next phrase rolls around. So we're at that tempo. There's the next phrase. Now all you're doing from here out is creatively playing with deck A while deck B builds up, like so. Create more loops. And I'll use the filter to filter out deck A. And that's all there is to it. Again, it's not the most difficult thing. It's just takes some practice. The main tricky part's figuring out where the crossfader, or the tempo fader sits on when you switch to the master track on the other deck, is kind of jiggling that tempo fader real quick and making sure that it's pretty on where the tempo you are currently at is, because you don't want to like switch to the deck B as the master, move that tempo fader, and suddenly drop the whole entire tempo of everything you're working on down like 5 BPM. People will notice that. So take some practice, walk through it. You got any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And yeah, we'll see you next time for the next tutorial.